Hello, my name is Edwin.
What up? This is Jeff.
What it do, baby? This is Frantic, and welcome to Tilted Not Stirred. With special guests, baby. With special guests.
Jose. Sorry, I forgot that was my cue.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. As Jeff let the audience know, I had COVID. I feel 100% better now. I'm happy to be here.
Very nice, man. Very, very happy to have you back, and that you're not dead. That's always good.
And for those who don't know, Jose is our editor / my cousin. So there you go.
Yeah, we like to keep it in the family. So, anyways, how you guys been? What was you guys do anything cool this week?
Nothing too cool. I mean, I was just chilling, but I've been glued to the phone, dude. It's hot stove season. The winter meetings for baseball going on right now.
Oh yeah, people are getting traded left and right.
Wait, what? The phones? Are you calling in to see the availability of players? What's going on?
Oh yeah, dude. I've been working hard trying to get Otani to the Dodgers.
Dude,
It's called
imagine
F5
Otani and the
F5
fucking
season.
Dodgers. Sheesh.
It's called F5
be lit.
season, and it's every sports watcher's just dream.
Yep.
To
I
just
mean,
be F5ing all day until you get something.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
so just today and yesterday, just these last couple of days, Trey Turner signed an 11-year deal with the Philadelphia Phillies.
11 years?
11 years.
What?
Yeah,
Hey, he's got that bag secured, man. I respect
300
it.
million over 11 years.
God damn.
Well, that doesn't sound that much. I feel like he could have got more with.
He was offered more. He left money on the table with San Diego. He left
I mean, he got
$42 million dollars.
He got security.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
security right there. Whether it's in the MLB, it's guaranteed, right? Is it guaranteed
Depends.
contracts?
So-
Or how does it
sometimes
work?
it's, well, guaranteed in a sense you're gonna get the money, but it's how you get the money. Sometimes it's back end, sometimes it's front end, sometimes it's deferred.
Ah.
There's a Mets player that has been getting paid for the last like 20 years, and he hasn't set foot on the team for a while now.
Bro, the the Lakers had something like that with the player that we signed a long time ago by the name of Luol Deng. I forget for how many years they paid him, but
It was like 20 years, no?
yeah, it was a long time.
We
just
just
kept-
the reason a lot of
a
trades
legend.
did not
It was
happen.
one of the worst signings we did. Same thing with Timofey Mozgov. That was a yikes. I forget what that year was, but it was one of the worst Lakers seasons. But anyways,
Yep.
yeah, we've been
You know,
stretching that contract. I think we just
that-
finished paying him.
that
Yeah,
number,
last year.
300 and something million for 11 years, it puts Cristiano Ronaldo's offer right now at a scary rate. He is 207 million per year.
To play
the
with
off-
the Saudi Arabian team, right?
Yeah, Al
That's
Nazar, whatever
crazy.
the fuck. Yeah, that's wild.
Hey, I mean soccer. I mean,
No, it's just a lot of it's trying to.
All of that so you can only
It's
play
oil
15
money.
minutes a day, but
Oh, we're
Oil
gonna talk
money.
about that. We're gonna talk about that, but
so,
yeah. What have you been up to, Frantic?
So this week I went to a baptism, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Babies crying throughout the ceremony. It looked like the father wanted to pull his hair out, but he was bald, so no hair to pull out. Homie was not very happy about that. But you know, it's a baptism. It's gonna be crying babies everywhere. I also went to like a Friendsmas gathering, and I engaged with my first white elephant. Very cool. I actually got my gift stolen, even though it was pretty trash. But I built it up a little bit, you know? And so they took my gift, so then I can then steal another gift. And it was cool. I can see why people do white elephants. It's fun times.
Yeah, if done
Oh,
right,
yeah.
they're fun.
Yeah. I also, I mean, we talked about this off the podcast, but so I've been getting more and more into that a sorcery game.
oh,
It's-
God.
Oh no,
Yeah, I don't know how to
there's
play
nothing
the
to
game.
get into.
I
There's
don't-
nothing to get into. What do you fucking mean?
I don't know how to play it. I don't even know when I'll be able to get cards. But what I do know is that the art is amazing, and it's like the exact kind of like old fantasy type of style that I really like. And since the last time we talked about sorcery, I've joined 3 Discords. I've talked to the content creators of the game, been looking at auctions for some of the sample cards. It's not good, man. It's not good. This is the problem with having like an obsessive personality and then seeing trading cards.
So who are you gonna play this game with, Friday? Because I'm not joining you on this endeavor.
Hey, that's why I got Discord, man. I made new friends. Okay, I have new friends now.
Yeah, he went to another friendsmas, bro. Get it right. He has,
I have other friends. So
he has friends like or like Raul.
I'm thinking about buying a case, but anyways, so that was my week. That was my week. Edwin, would you like to let us know what you did?
I just laid low. I got a promotion. I'm excited.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
you're a young professional. Look at you.
Yes, I am. I can say that I can handle a chainsaw, and I can say that I can handle myself in a fire. That's something I never thought I could say, but here
Very
I am.
important.
Yeah.
Are you gonna become the Chainsaw Man?
I've never seen it. I definitely have. While learning how to chainsaw train and fell trees and stuff, I met this guy who fucking loves chainsaws, and he said,
that's
"Hey,"
concerning.
he said, "Hey, little guy, hey, little bro, let me turn you on to
Let
something.
me turn you on. Hey,
Let me turn you on to something that's coming to the
Oh,
States."
introduce me to him.
Yeah.
What is
It
happening
was.
here?
He's a hunk, right? So he's like, let me tell you about something that's coming to the States. And I was like, what is it? What is it, lad? And he said, Chainsaw Man. I have 3 tattoos. And he's like, bam, bam, bam. And I was like, holy shit. You take chainsaw seriously. He's like, bro, it's my entire life. And I was like, damn. So we bonded over Chainsaw Man. Have I seen it? No.
So I haven't seen today's episode, but I've changed my stance on it, Edwin. You should watch it.
Yeah.
So what is
like it?
Chainsaw Man? Is it like an anime or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
weebs.
really good
Damn
anime.
weebs.
I have been hooked since episode 1. There's one scene in particular that I don't recommend to anyone because it is vile, and I won't spoil it because I think everyone should watch it, even though I don't recommend it. But yeah, chef's kiss for an anime.
Ah.
I have a quick question. What do you guys think about people that say doggy?
Who the
What
fuck
up,
says
doggy? Hey, I don't mind
They say,
doggy.
hey, what's up, doggy?
I've
Yeah,
never heard
doggy's
that
cool.
in my life.
How you
I
doing,
might-
doggy?
I've
I might be
worked
too
at
young for that.
I've worked at many warehouses, and there was always a guy that called people doggy.
Yeah.
I've only ever heard that term when Edwin says "poggy doggy."
Yeah, but when
it's a
people say
derivative of
doggy.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I've never
And
heard.
say, hey,
Yeah,
doggy.
yeah.
Hey, doggy, let me the hot dog, doggy. You know what I mean?
My favorite one was it was in doggy, but there was a guy who would cause when I'm at work, I'm putting in the work. They're telling me to go do this, so I go do it, right? And so whenever he sees me working, cause he was one of those people that kind of just tried to like lay low and like pretend to work but not work. So he'd just be like, at first it was like sick ass puppet, right? Like he would just call me a puppet because I would just do everything, and then it turned into sick ass puppy, and then it turned into sick pup, and then like it kept like getting more and more abbreviated to the point where we just called each other like SP.
Nice.
It
started
honestly
off-
sounds like you guys are just flirting.
Sick ass puppy. Ooh,
Yeah.
Sick ass puppy, yeah.
fucking swoon. No, I was just like, I met this firefighter guy. He's like, hey, what's up, doggy? And I'm like, whoa. I didn't know how to feel.
How old was he?
He's about 25, 26 in that area.
That's too young to be saying that.
Is it? I mean, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know how I feel about him saying doggy. But he called everybody doggy. So I was like, it's equal opportunity doggy for everyone.
There it is.
I mean, I guess.
And Jose, anything you would like to share about your week? I know you were basically just recovering.
I've spent my week recovering learning German for absolutely no reason. Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Das
Du
ist
bist anders.
nicht so gut.
I
What?
have no idea what you said. All I know is you are gross, which means you are tall. Or no.
Wait, you
Dude.
just said that in English.
Did I say?
You said you are gross.
I am Groot. I can
Gross.
speak that language too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got a little doggy over here who took German.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the easiest language to learn, despite the fact that some of the English words are German words. It's not hard. It's
Yeah.
not the same.
Yeah,
Let's just say
that's what's
that
been
it's
throwing
not
me
the
off
same.
completely is I'll see hear something like, oh, that sounds like this word, but means absolutely not the same thing. And then there's a couple words that mean the same thing that sound the same, and it's just it's a good
Yeah,
time.
like Undaba. You know what that is?
Nope.
What's wonderful?
I was about to say, yeah, it sounds like wonderful.
Yeah, Undaba.
Wunderbar. Wunderbar.
But
Nice.
anyways,
All right, let's roll the
let's
intro.
let's
Wunderbar.
get this thing started.
Also, Cody Bellinger signed with the Cubs for an $18.5 million year.
He deserves the money.
You know, it was
the
good while it
Dodgers
lasted.
fans fall out of him.
I thought he shouldn't. I thought he wasn't worth that money.
I think there's in LA there's like diehard fans, and there's like the fans that just want to see the team win no matter, like they don't form any kind of bond with the players. They just want them to win. I think right now, for example, we have Kershaw as someone that like we don't want to let go. Doesn't matter if he's not the player who he once was. And I was surprised that they let Cody go, even though we had those what was it, like 5 seasons with Cody Bellinger that we saw the rise to stardom.
He was never the same after he accidentally blew his arm out in a home run celebration with Kike Hernandez.
Damn.
And Kike's not there either. So.
And Kike's not there either. Yeah.
That's
Yikers.
yeah.
But anyways, before we get the episode started, we're gonna do a little bit of house cleaning here because we got comments on the YouTube, but we don't really address them. So I will address a couple here. We have the homie Gabriel hooking us up with great ideas for turkey leftovers. So this is on our last episode where we talked about a little bit of Thanksgiving. We're gonna talk a little bit about World Cup today, but not as much as last episode. But anyways. His great ideas for turkey leftovers: turkey pot pie, turkey curry, and turkey taquitos.
That sounds
So
fire.
I do like the turkey curry idea. That sounds pretty dope.
I've never had curry before.
Oh,
Should
doggy.
I?
Wait, I need to stop saying doggy
Hey.
because I keep
Come
saying
on.
You're
it
gonna start saying
ironically.
you're gonna start saying it unironically.
Yeah, like swag. I remember swag happened. Oh shit. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's a good idea, Gabriel. I definitely, I fuck with the curry, and I've heard a lot of turkey pot pie.
Do you guys still have any Thanksgiving leftovers? It is December 6th.
So we're out of turkey.
You
think
still
we're at-
have food?
I think we still have ham, but that's the only thing.
No way.
I think we finished everything. We might have some mashed potatoes that we just somehow accidentally lost sight of.
All right.
No, I ran out on the next day, so it was pretty groovy.
Yeah, we didn't save anything. So there it is. And finally, we have someone by the name of John Flanagan. They say, yo, been a fan for a while, just decided to subscribe. Love the podcast. John, you're an absolute legend.
And we love you, John.
Yes. And in a very consensual way.
So I do want to say
Baby.
something about that because I had a brief conversation with John or interaction with him because I accidentally set the episode to premiere instead of just go up normally. So there was a whole live chat as it was going out, and I got to interact
really?
with him. Cool guy, honestly, from what I saw.
Oh, gangster.
Damn,
That's
alright.
actually really
Sick,
insightful.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, thanks, John.
And let's get with that out of the way. Let's talk about well, before we get into let's talk about the World Cup super quick because it
Just
is
really
it is
quick.
the
Just
elephant
gloss
in the
over it.
room because goddamn, this World Cup has been crazy.
This elefante in the room. Yup. Speaking of elefante, a very Spanish-speaking country, just got knocked out by Morocco.
Yeah,
Pretty-
today we had a choke job of the century by Spain, refusing to. They didn't score a single goal and the full 120 minutes of play plus. And they also decided not to make a single penalty, so I respect that. They decided not to make any goals today.
They played possession all the way to the end.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. So good for Morocco. They have advanced. Portugal went crazy on Switzerland in the first game of the knockout rounds.
Wait, 6-1? Did I miss the last goal?
Yeah, they went crazy. And Cristiano Ronaldo, his replacement, what's his
Ooh,
name?
wait. Can I talk
Ramos?
about this?
Go for it.
Can I talk about this? Okay. The last World Cup game that Portugal had, they sub out Ronaldo in the 67th minute, right? And he comes out pissed. He's just extremely pissed, and he's just criticizing the coach on his way out. The coach sees the footage and is like, I am very angry. I'm very angry at Ronaldo. And the media and pretty much Cristiano Ronaldo were just going to be like, dude, what the fuck are you going to do? Are you going to bench him or what? You know, you
Say
ain't strong.
less.
You ain't man enough to bench Cristiano Ronaldo. What does he do? He fucking benches him. So there's an iconic picture right now that the game's about to start, and probably more than 50 photographers are focusing. They're trying to take pictures in front of the Portugal bench. They're just taking pictures of Cristiano Ronaldo in the bench. So his replacement, Gonzalo Ramos, right, plays for Benfica.
Dude, he popped
He
off.
goes in and on the 14th minute scores his first goal. He ends up with a hat trick and an assist. Holy
What
shit.
a way to... If you're going to replace Cristiano Ronaldo and you're going to have a game like that. Oh,
Hey,
boy.
hats off
3
to the
goals and
kid.
an assist. Yeah, that was... I mean, if we're going to be honest, the Swiss didn't really come to play today. But, yeah, good for Portugal.
Oh shit, I'm seeing the image now. It's like easily 50 plus photographers standing in front of the sideline watching them sing the anthem.
You saw it?
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
I think it also has to be addressed because of the previous episode's title. I guess it's actually is called football, considering that the Netherlands beat
Football.
USA 3-1.
Nah, we're just
Yeah.
gonna leave it there, dude. We're not
fair
changing shit.
I wasn't
I'll say
intending.
this: I woke up at 7 in the morning to watch the game. We got scored on 9 minutes in. I turned the TV off, went back to sleep.
Like a true
enough.
fan.
Yeah,
A true American.
True.
Yes,
that is
sir.
the most American way you
Let's
could have
see
watched
who
the game.
else. Brazil destroyed South Korea, which was sad to
Heartbreaking.
see, but everybody kind of expected it. It was they scored 4
Understandable.
goals. Yeah, they scored 4 in the first half and then chilled the rest of the way. So there's
There was a shot of the Korean fans. They're called it's just sign, right? They had a sign of Pele with the Korean flag behind it, and I thought it was pretty beautiful.
incredible. The team of the people, Japan, they lost in penalty kicks to Croatia. They may not have won, but they won our hearts.
Yeah.
So shout out to Japan.
They consistently do that every World Cup. It's wild.
Yeah, they're great, and the fans are great. They clean up after everyone. Really, it's
I
kind of
think
crazy.
that's why they win our hearts, because the Japanese fans are just so clean, so organized, so polite, and it's like you can't hate Japan.
You could, but it depends on who you ask and what area you live in. But yeah,
Have you asked the Koreans?
France beats Poland, England beats Senegal, Netherlands beat U.S., and Argentina squeaks by against the Socceroos of Australia. Did I miss anything?
No,
I think that's all.
we
of
can
it.
move on.
That is
That's
it.
good. That's
Yeah.
World Cup.
So the next games are gonna be pretty lit. The bracket's looking good. It's looking like gonna be a France-Brazil final, but we shall see. Is the final played before our next episode?
Sunday, December 18th.
So no, because we'll have one of the semifinals when the
We'll
next
have
episode
another
goes
one.
up.
Hell yeah! So we can talk again about the World Cup because I'm sure everybody loves it. All right. Wait, what? You're gonna say something?
Oh, I just wanted to, talk about. We have a hobby, and it's gaming, and the Game Awards are on Thursday. You guys excited?
Game Awards.
Nope,
Wait, wait.
not really.
Forgot.
We're video game fans, but there's gonna be an awards.
Well, the Game Awards, they always do this every year in December, where they announce like new games and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Elden Ring got announced then. It's just they have pretty hype announcements. You know, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
The show itself is a little, but you know, good things come out of that. And speaking of good things, I wanted to talk to you guys about a game of ours that, you know, keeps being mentioned in this podcast, and I'm gonna mention it one more time. I'm gonna get you guys' reaction here. Cyberpunk, right?
Mm.
They're gonna release the DLC, but they've already announced a Game of the Year edition is gonna come shortly after the DLC drops. Now,
Okay.
Game of the Year. I know that's a term to just get all the DLC bundled in a game and sell that, right? But does it deserve that fucking title on that box?
Absolutely
Yes.
not.
No.
Yes, it does.
Actually, for the show, because of the
just
show,
base-
yes.
Based on sales alone, it is. Did it ever get awarded Game of the Year, or is it just a self-proclaimed Game of the Year?
Self-proclaimed.
It was awarded Game of the Year by IGN Japan,
Yeah, that's good enough.
and that's it.
We just finished talking about how Japan's great, so we were, you know, it is Game of the Year. So, I mean, it is what it is. Cyberpunk in the end ended up just being really shitty on old consoles and a decent experience on the new generation, and a pretty great one on PC, all things considered. I mean, they've been fixing it over time. If you were to play Cyberpunk today versus when it launched, completely different. And if you're on the PC and you get to put mods on your computer and your computer can handle it, which is what I'm planning to do once the DLC comes out, and go crazy on Cyberpunk, because I do miss the world.
There's
I
a
do
flying
miss
car mod that looks really good.
Yeah, I've seen it. And I'm like super into old fantasy, and that's more of like my genre, but the world of Cyberpunk actually really captivated me. I don't know if it's because I keep up with like content creators that still talk about Cyberpunk and stuff, but I'm excited for the DLC and to play it again.
I'm looking.
Well, it's supposed to bundle it as people wanted it to, right? This DLC is supposed to rectify the mediocre ending of the game.
I'm sure there's
No,
still going to be a lot of things missing.
But it doesn't, because it's
still the same.
before
I
the
think.
ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's supposed to give the fans what they wanted out of this experience. And
It's going to give them a better experience, but not the one that everybody thought at the beginning when the hype was at its peak. Let's just say, but the modders are doing their thing, and if you're not playing it on PC, then I'm sorry, because you may not be able to experience the game the way that a PC player does, because these mods are game changing. They make the world completely different than what you get on a console.
Did the game ever get relisted on PlayStation?
Probably. I mean, it's on. They did the next gen release on it, so I would assume it is.
Okay.
So it's on PS5.
I think they just automatically dropped the PS4 support.
Yeah, they're not getting.
Come.
Yeah, they're not getting the DLC.
They were not gonna come back to that.
I can confirm the game is on the PlayStation Plus store.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at the nominations. I just want to say, because I saw a lot of footage on it, I'm glad Stray got nominated for like 5 awards.
That game about a cat running around.
Yeah.
Meh.
Look,
I
if
didn't
it's a
play
best
it,
game of the
but-
year, it deserves it.
As a person who loves that type of game, I don't think it should be considered in that category of game of the year. I think it's up there on that one. I love that kind of game. Just walk around, do things, have a conversation, have stories. This game was good, but it wasn't fucking great. You know what I mean? But then again, what was great this year?
Elden Ring,
Game-
God of War.
God of
Elden
War and
Ring.
Elden Ring, and that's
It's
it.
gonna be very interesting to see who takes it because I think the players, like the gaming community, is very torn on that. It's just, I mean, understandable. Those are really big IPs.
God of War is a Marvel movie, whereas
Do I need to cover my ears?
no,
Okay.
that's all I'm gonna say about God of War. It's a Marvel movie, and Elden Ring is fuck. I don't know, something.
Elden Ring is fuck.
Elden Ring is.
I
fuck.
mean,
That's
like
what it is.
Elden Ring doesn't give you the story. You have to work for it, and if you want to, that's the thing about Elden Ring. It loses a lot of gamers in that sense. It's like some people just
That is true.
want something digestible, something that they can like look forward to, right? But Elden Ring doesn't do that. It says, "Hey, fuck you if you want to play this game.
Yeah, this
and
is a
fuck
game.
you if you want to understand if you want like what the fuck you're doing."
This is a game that will kill you way more than you've ever died in your life in a game.
Mm-hmm.
And
My
it
experience
is-
with the game was, hey, here's a wall, bang your head against it.
Yeah. And some people thrive and some people really don't like that experience. So to those people who thrived, they feel very strongly about Elden Ring. And to those people who fell off and didn't finish it, I was one that fell off and didn't finish it, but that was on my part. I understand that the game forces you to say, "Hey, you can't do this right now. How about you come later?" I didn't want to do it later. I wanted to do it now, and then I just gave up. But that was on my
Shit,
part.
I beat the game 3 times.
As someone who's not good at video games, I enjoyed the little bit that I got to play of it because I didn't buy the game. I wasn't gonna like play it full on. I was just playing at someone's house. It's a fun game, but I'm just bad at games, so I don't know if it was really that hard. But it was fun.
It's a really good game. It just you gotta have patience for that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe some hype announcement comes out this year.
Is there anything in the woodworks or anything you
Uh,
guys are hoping to hear about? I'm trying to
Rumors
think.
are Elden Ring DLC. Those are
Okay.
their whispers. I think that's just more hopeful whispers.
More
Okay.
copium.
Apparently,
Yeah.
the
Hopium.
sequel to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is coming out.
Say what?
Yeah, that's like early 2023.
Yeah, that's already confirmed for
Oh,
them.
is it confirmed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't know if they're gonna show
Fable?
anything, but
You think they'll show
Oh,
anything Fable? I know they've
Making
been
another
talking
one?
about it. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Fable, and then there's that is it Dragon Age? That they were talking about a couple E3s or game shows
nah,
past.
dude, we're gonna get Metroid Prime
No,
4.
sir.
It's finally gonna happen.
I don't think Nintendo makes I don't know.
I know.
Nintendo- Nintendo's
showed,
weird.
They showed the DLC for Breath of the Wild at the Game Awards.
Oh, okay. So,
Guess we
I
shall
don't know.
see. I'll probably. You said it's on Thursday. I'll probably take a look.
I mean, if you watch a stream or something, they're probably going to be watching it. So,
Yeah.
just pick your favorite reaction Andy and have fun.
Me.
Oh, well,
Hey, maybe it's Jose.
Well, speaking of streaming, how about we get into our topic for today, huh? Streaming services, are they dying? That is the question for topic, I guess, number 1. So I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, $8 a month for Netflix.
Pretty good deal.
Way back in the day, and that was a great
It-
deal. It was cool. There wasn't really a whole lot of streaming services, so you had your $8 a month, and you had basically all the entertainment you really needed. It put things like Blockbuster out of business essentially, and other rental services, and bam, $8 a month. That's all you really needed. And then in 2012, they released their first original series, Lilyhammer, which then led to other things like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black. And suddenly your monthly subscription, it bumped up to $10, $12. What's the going rate nowadays for Netflix?
I think it's at 20, no?
I think it's 20 if you have like the highest level for it.
Do they have ads on Netflix, right?
No.
That's
No.
a lower
yet.
tier.
That's a lower tier. Oh,
That's supposed to
okay.
come later. I don't know if it's already been a thing.
Okay,
It
okay,
has
okay.
been.
Dude, I remember when House of Cards started. That was a revolutionary fucking show. We don't talk about the guy, but
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
But that was a
Yeah.
revolutionary show. You had never seen something like that. Something so wild. Something so bold.
And I mean, we've seen a lot of Netflix movies and original series basically get nominated for a bunch of different awards, and I bet Hollywood isn't too happy about it. And over time, other platforms and like channels and stuff, they all decided, you know what, this is a great way of making money. So you have now things like HBO Max, you got Peacock, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus,
Amazon
Hulu, Amazon Prime.
The most subscribed to streaming service as of just recently.
Which one?
Amazon Prime.
They're very cheap because people are
It's
on
bundled
Yeah,
with
they
yeah,
cheat.
Amazon
they cheat.
Prime. Yeah.
100% they cheat. Yeah.
damn cheaters.
But hey,
uh,
I use it once in a while.
Last I used it was to watch Invincible, which was a good show.
A great
I watched
show.
it for the boys.
That too.
The Boys, that's on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
So basically, fans are kind of now forced to fork out subscription costs for 5 or more services. I mean, I know I do too currently. How many do you guys do? Like streaming services?
I have Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and then my sister pays for Netflix.
I only pay for Hulu.
I pay for Hulu and HBO Max. My parents pay for Netflix.
Okay.
Oh wait,
yeah.
actually, Hulu and Amazon Prime are the ones that I pay for.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
Prime, yeah.
I have Netflix and Peacock currently. Peacock's just for the World Cup, but then I started scrolling. I'm like, dude, they got quite a few things here, which is like the whole reason why they basically partnered up with Telemundo. So I was like, I'm not gonna give in. So by the end of the World Cup, it's gone. But all of this basically to illustrate how we're basically forced now to subscribe to multiple platforms if we want to keep up with all the latest and greatest. IndieWire reports that nearly half of U.S. consumers are frustrated with the streaming market, which begs the question: Is there like streaming service fatigue? You guys think that just people in general are just gonna say, you know what, fuck this. I'm so tired of all these streaming services that I'm out.
I mean, some have already set sail, and now they sail the 7 seas and search for content.
When one of the streaming services becomes synonymous with humanity's greatest pastime, sex, it's kind of wild to see the great downfall of it, where they're just losing IPs left and right and creating more and more shit original content. And now we're here where people are just straight contemplating whether or not to cut it. Before the value was just so unheard of. The value was just like, this is a necessity in today's modern world. If you want to entertain, a lot of us are cable cutters. A lot of us don't have fucking TVs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix was like seen as a necessity for, young college students or something, just to watch something on your off time. But now it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Charging me more and then trying to monitor, how many people use my account, like that's wild.
Even though they sell you the premium subscription, saying you can have 5 households.
Yeah,
and
but
then
now
they're gonna
they
start
release
charging
more.
you for the households,
or like screens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and for example, Peacock, when they broke a lot of hearts when that got launched, because basically once that launched, The Office got removed from Netflix, and that's just kind of what's been happening. A lot of new platforms come out, so they get yoinked. All the stuff that used to be on Netflix is basically getting passed around.
I mean, think about the 3 most syndicated television shows. Friends.
Yeah.
It's on HBO. Seinfeld, that's currently on Netflix, but it bounces around. And then The Office, and that's on Peacock.
Peacock, yeah.
You didn't mention our great Overlord's streaming service. You know, the great Mickey Mouse, Disney Plus.
I mean, Disney Plus just has like well, all the Marvel stuff, the Disney stuff, the Star Wars stuff.
National Geographic.
Yeah, so I'm looking here at
ESPN.
I'm looking at IMDb charts here for the most popular TV shows currently. So number 1 is currently Wednesday. I'm sure
show.
you guys have heard about it. It's you're saying it's a good show?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I don't
Neither
know.
have
I love the whole Addams Family thing. I worked at a Hot Topic. I'm weird emo kid sometimes.
Hot Topic. I remember when when I was younger and we were walking in the mall, like my mom and I, and she'd be like, "Oh, that's where the weirdos go," and I'm like, "Mom, I like that. I like that store. Those are my people. Stop."
It's like,
But
you're right,
but yeah,
don't say
so
it that loud.
Wednesday is on Netflix. You have the next show, 1899, which I don't know much about either, but it is also on Netflix, I believe. Let me make sure.
Is this a historical show? That sounds pretty cool.
1899. Let's see. Multinational immigrants traveling from the old continent to the new encounter a nightmarish riddle aboard a second ship adrift on the open sea.
Oh, that sounds fucking sick.
So, interesting. So, 1899. So the top 2 currently most popular ones are on Netflix. Number 2, The Walking Dead. I think that's already done, right? Or is it about to be over?
No, I think it's officially done, and that's on AMC's streaming service.
Yep. So that's on AMC. Then you have Andor, which is Disney Plus. And then you have The White Lotus, which is... What is The White Lotus? It's on HBO Max. So The White Lotus, set in a tropical resort, it follows the exploits of various guests and employees over the span of a week. Incredible. But anyways, lots and lots of shows, and they're all on different platforms.
And we ain't got time to watch all of
And
them.
I ain't got time to watch any of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, where do we go from here? What's gonna happen? Because there's no way that people, if you really think about it, if you take your membership and what you're paying monthly, and then you multiply it by 12 because it's the year, you realize that you're spending hundreds of dollars for things that you don't really own, right? Like you don't have a DVD or you don't have a hard copy of any of it. You're spending hundreds of dollars for basically it's in the ether. You don't own it.
So, in defense of streaming services in this point, when you're paying one annually, that's still cheaper than monthly cable.
Okay.
So the trade-off is still there. It's when you have to subscribe to 5 different streaming services and you're paying those monthly that now you're paying probably more than what a cable subscription would have costed you.
But cable doesn't have all the good stuff.
Could companies, like, would they have been able to keep, like, have their cake and eat it too by keeping a conglomerate of a streaming service? Like, let's say Netflix kept all their shows, right? But they kept increasing the price. That necessity becomes strained a little bit, right? But you still have people with an end-all be-all convenient service that gives them what they need to see. Kind of like Spotify. You need to listen to music, you don't download shit anymore. You go to Spotify, you pay, you have your thing, and it's just easy access. You look shit up, boom, it's there. You're listening in 2 fucking seconds. People view Spotify favorably still because it's not trying to nickel and dime, the consumer. Sure, it's fucking horrible for artists in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the consumer gets a great deal, and people are happy with that. People are happy with, being catered a service that's convenient to them. Could have been a world where all those publishers and owners of rights of shows, could there have been a a world in which they could have worked within that one conglomerate to keep us all on the hook and they
No.
can get their money?
It
No.
wouldn't have worked because they all
You
would have
need
wanted
to-
too much of a piece of the pie.
Yeah, you would have wanted to charge so much money to justify that, and like Jose said, everyone wants their cut, so then that just increases the price more and more, and at that point, it would not be cost effective to any consumer to purchase that.
But you have so many people that are subscribing, so many people are turning of age every single year, so many people are dying with subscriptions.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So an
You
interesting thing that happened when Netflix came out was there was a large decrease in pirating and torrenting of shows and television and movies because it was so easily accessible, right? People are willing to pay money to see the shows that they were getting online for free if it was a reasonable
100%.
price.
Mhm.
And that's if it's not a reasonable price anymore, then it's back to the 7 Cs.
I feel like a $20 purchase to have, like, $20 is what it is right now, with arguably way less value of what it used to have. Right? But I guess all those publishers and all those fucking licenses, right? They do want a piece of their pie. But what I'm saying is, would the numbers of the people offset any of that? You know what I mean?
Well, in a perfect world, you keep everything, you split the revenue equally, and if you keep the costs down, then Netflix would be operating at a loss and it would just eventually go under. So it wouldn't be a sustainable model.
That's true.
Yeah. So basically, the huge challenge in streaming nowadays is that all these new platforms are coming out and they're nipping at the heels of Netflix, right? Like they too are creating their premium content. Them too are, basically trying to, they market their new platforms, and Netflix is, their subscribers are going down because a lot of them are going to different ones. So the conundrum here, and this is kind of just more of the question, because our streaming service is dying. Will people stop paying for streaming services? Probably not. But are the streaming platforms and the sheer amount of them kind of killing themselves? Because if you think about it, they're creating premium content that's going to drive up all the signups, because in order for them to pay for the millions of dollars that they're spending to create new shows that are being created just to get people to sign up, that's going to drive up the cost of the monthly. You have all the marketing expenses. You have some of these companies, like, for example, HBO Max or Paramount Plus, even Disney Plus. They're creating these shows on their streaming service, and it's also cannibalizing like their traditional TV and movie business as well, because imagine Disney spends, their hundreds of millions of dollars on the new whatever movie, and they want to have it go to theater, but then they also are going to eventually put it on streaming. So they're going to lose money on, let's say, like DVD sales or Blu-ray sales, whatever people are buying nowadays. So you see the problems happening. They're competing so hard against each other that they're not able to bring their costs down. At least like the monthly subscription costs down for the consumer.
Let me tie this back to gaming a little bit. Xbox, you guys know that I am a huge fan of Xbox Game Pass.
A huge shill of it.
I'm a huge fan because it's the best deal in gaming, right? For a small fee, you can get over 100 games to play, even more on console to play whatever the fuck. That's great. If you have kids, they can play whatever the fuck they want. They have a million games. Cool, right? But Xbox just recently announced that it's going to follow suit with Sony and with other third-party developers, and they're going to raise their prices from $60 to $70 because they said it's not sustainable to be having things like Game Pass, things like, $60 games for our first party, and like throwing those on Game Pass day one.
For clarification, What Edwin is referring to is when you purchase a physical copy or a digital copy of the game, not on Game Pass, the game itself is going to cost you $70 if you want to own it outside of Game Pass.
Yeah. So games are not going to be $70. That's a move that Sony had done already. All their first parties are going to be $70. You know, things like NBA 2K, like all the 2K published games, right? They're going to be $70. Gearbox, $70, right? People are asking for more money for games that frankly were underpriced at the very, right? They were underpriced. They were delivering more and more, right? Higher production values and staying the same for so many years, right?
Right, like at the $50 to $60 range for
Exactly.
for spending millions and millions of dollars in development.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is Game Pass, I pay $10 a month for it on PC. Now, I'm sitting happy as a clam paying $10 a month, and I know that I'm getting a great deal. However, that's not going to be the case. I 100% foresee Game Pass being a $35 a month purchase, right? Now, if you play a lot of games, if you're interested in a lot of games, right, you find a way to subset that. Oh, if I'm going to be purchasing this many games this year, and if they're going to come on Game Pass, right, boom, right? But even then, mental gymnastics aside, companies are hemorrhaging money for these convenient services.
Right.
Now, I'm never a show for a company or just to say, you know, I always say fuck corporations every second I get. But at some point, this whole ecosystem that they're creating is going to give, which is essentially what we're talking about now, right? With
right, for streaming
subscriptions, of streaming services and stuff like that. Now, you imagine if Jay-Z's music service would have taken off, fucking Kanye West's service would have taken off. You know, like, you have so many people trying to get into these mediums of convenience, easy access to large number of consumers that it's kind of wild how cable was one of those things that we're just returning to in a roundabout way.
Yeah, I foresee one of two things happening. Either a company is gonna conglomerize, they're gonna get together all these streaming services and sell it to you bundled together for a specific rate, essentially turning it into cable again.
Mm-hmm.
Or the streaming services are gonna start selling their shows back to cable and having like they're gonna be on cable for like a month and then they'll come to streaming services, you know, or like it'll take a year, like how Netflix used to do it with like The Walking Dead or Better Call Saul, right? Where it's like it'll be on cable for a year and then it'll come to streaming services, you know, to try to force people to get back into cable to get your money that way.
Have you guys realized that there's whole ass children that don't understand the concept of not watching something on demand?
Yeah, that's insane to me.
I mean,
the idea of now there's a whole generation that doesn't. How do I say it? That doesn't understand
that once it's
that we
not
used to have to
once
wait every week to watch something.
Once it's no longer in theaters, you have to wait until it's out for DVD, kids.
Like, the fuck do you mean I have to watch this at 4 p.m. and that's it? Like, that's fucking wild.
Dude, when you used to go on when you had cable and you check the guide and to see like what's coming up and you're like, oh, that show's gonna come up at this time, I'll be there.
You would have a
better
full
clear my
itinerary.
fucking schedule.
I mean, you still get a little bit of that when like, you know, like a new season starts of a show and they're air at a specific time on a specific day. Then, you know, you have to wait. Like, you know, the new season of House of the Dragon, for example. It's hopefully, I mean, shit. I'm hoping for 2024 at this point. I hope it just comes out this next season. But, you know, you just got to wait now. You got to wait. And I do like where Jeff was going with the idea of they're probably we're gonna somehow get back to cable because they're all gonna like team up. I don't know how it's gonna work with them like selling the show to cable, so that I guess they can get their money that way, and then a month later put it on their streaming service. I don't know how that'll work
Well, it wouldn't be
because
selling it, right? It would be more like you would,
Licensing.
because they have their own channel on cable, so it's basically just getting advertisement money that way, and then
oh, I see.
you know
Well,
the
but
cable
then-
company probably pays them to have their channel on the.
ah, gotcha. So they have it on their streaming service and on cable simultaneously.
Or have it on cable first, and then eventually it comes to the streaming.
You
service.
see, that wouldn't work because then
It defeats
if
its
one
own
company
purpose.
does it and the rest of them don't, then the one who does is now, even if it makes sense
Yeah, I get what you're
money
saying,
wise, like people are just gonna be like, all right, cool, I'm out.
yeah. But content is king, and if your show's better than theirs, that's all that
is-
matters.
That is true, which is probably why, as I said earlier, with the IMDb charts, Wednesday and 1899 are the top 2 most popular, and they both happen to be on Netflix. So
Wait. Let's take it back to gaming real quick.
okay,
Real happy for those people. They're gonna experience The Last of Us for the first time on HBO.
oh they're gonna do a show, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes out sometime next year.
I will 100% watch that.
Same. I'm excited.
I'm extremely. I think I played that game with you, Frantic, right?
Yeah.
You played it and I just watched.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but yeah, you're a watcher. You just watched me play it. I'm like, all right. I mean, the story was
it's like
good
a
though. The
movie.
game was that good. That
Yeah,
is
I'm
so
really
good.
happy for those people who get to experience that story.
Yeah, I do wonder how faithful they're gonna be to the game.
To calm your worries, the guy who wrote the game also wrote the show.
Perfect.
And they said that they're gonna flesh out the world with cut content from
Yeah.
the game.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, things that were cut from the game, they're gonna try to implement into the show, or they did in somehow.
You know when you meet that guy that's like his husband is like missing?
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably gonna have a whole backstory of that because he was bitter when you find him
Yeah.
because his husband had just died.
So for the folks at home who don't know what The Last of Us is, you guys want to give them a synopsis? Maybe not like how the story went, but like what it is even about.
It's a game about a man and the love he had for his daughter.
And an extreme fungal infection. That's it.
Yeah. Basically just imagine kind of like a zombie movie and there's survivors and you got to survive people and you got to survive the infected fungus and hilarity
Yeah.
ensues.
The cure for
No. See, now you're getting
That's a
spoilers.
spoiler. That's a
ooh,
spoiler.
ouch, ouch. All right, good. Thanks, guys.
I am the
Appreciate y'all.
cure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I want to see the internet react to it. The people, the normies react to it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited to see if it cracks the top 5 here on most popular shows because it is the story itself is so well written that I do believe that it has the chance on just the merit alone to be high up if people actually watch it.
Pedro Pascal has earned himself as one of like the finest like TV show actors. So
Yeah, I just don't know how much marketing, like how much hype is around it. Like I'm sure, like for the gaming community, like we're all just like, hell yeah, The Last of Us show, let's get it. But like for a general audience, are they even aware that this is going to be coming out? Like I don't know if the marketing has started.
Yeah, it's probably to those people. They don't know it's a game. It's just gonna be The
Just
Last
gonna
of
be
Us
a
a
show,
show. Yeah,
I mean, how did anybody hear about Game of Thrones? One day it just aired, and they're like, "Oh, this is good."
exactly.
Yeah, I guess as long as people are talking about it on social media, and then you get the snowball going.
I mean, it's what happened
It's-
with Wednesday. Not that many people knew it was coming out, but 1 or 2 clips go viral, or enough people talk about it, it becomes the number 1. I'm sure if you guys are on TikTok or on Instagram have seen the clip of her dancing.
I saw a clip of that today, and it didn't make me want to watch the show. But I was like, oh, that's from Wednesday because I had seen the poster of like the show itself.
I read an article on Screen Rant like an old man. I was like, oh, an article. And I read it, and they were talking about that dance. So I was
Wow.
just like, that's interesting. Yep.
What's that?
And I just
So,
kept going. And
how much of this of Wednesday, how much of it is like it's a good show, or is it because like it's a goth girl? Like what's the thing here? What's the pull with Wednesday? Because
Yeah, is
I
the
haven't
internet
watched
being the
it.
internet, or is the show actually good?
I
Yeah.
think it's a little bit of both because I originally went into it being like, okay, cool, hot,
Like Adam's Family, cute girl.
yeah,
Okay.
100%. I was like, okay, this actress is around my age. I think she's cute. I'm gonna watch this because of that. Also, goth girl. And then I ended up just finishing the series because it was actually a good series.
Wait, is it just one season? Is this it?
It's one season, but they're gonna make more seasons of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're already done with the first season.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, Netflix
okay.
is one and done, one drop, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is all in one drop, isn't it?
yeah, they don't
I was
drip
over
feed
here
you.
thinking like you were getting drip fed. No, it's all just like bam, there it is.
Even when they drip feed, I always wait and then I just binge watch it over the course of 1 or 2 days. Very rarely now do I like watch a series like episode to episode.
Do you guys think that works for I mean it's obviously like Netflix is like highly successful. I don't know if that's because they were previously successful they continue to be or because of their decisions, but in other platforms the episodes are drip fed and on Netflix they are just kind of like bam, here's a show. What do you think that works for Netflix or is it just like content is king and the show just happens to be good? So here we are with this like Netflix subscription.
I think it's a product of our society.
Oh God.
There's, we live in a
We
society.
live in a society.
we do, in fact.
So
Live in
so
one.
here it's another thing, right? Let's take it back to gaming again. Games could get in development. They take 5 or 6 years to take off and do their thing and finally launch, right? You know, if things are good,
Mm-hmm.
right? These people work 5 or 6 years, they release a game, and motherfuckers like us, the gaming community, finish the game in 10 hours and be like, "Where's the content? You know, I need more DLC. When's the DLC coming? You know, these fucking lazy developers. There's not enough content in this game, right? You spent fucking 6 years of your life working on this bitch ass game, and a fucking sweaty bitch hasn't
Finishes in
showered,
less than a day.
doesn't have a fucking job, yeah, just fucking sits there scratching his balls playing your game, enjoys it, and then complains that there's not enough content, right? And it's just like, I think that's just the product of our society.
100%.
And things like, you know, just people slave over something, release it, and it's just people want more. There's always more to be had.
So with that being said, is the drip fed method you feel better or worse
Yeah,
than
I was about to
all
get-
at once?
I was gonna get to that. So I think it's different strokes for different folks, right? Some people like to binge, right? Some people just want to sit through and watch it all in one go. I feel like when I'm doing that, I don't get a good grasp of the show. I feel like I just watch it through and I'm like, oh, cool, that was great. But when I'm doing like a weekly watch, I get to appreciate the show more, you know, because you have a whole week
100%.
to think about that one episode, and it kind of sits with you,
100%.
and you're like, okay, I want to watch the next one.
That's what I think Game of Thrones did for us, where we would watch it sometimes together, sometimes not, right? We would watch it, and then just the discussion and contemplation and stuff like that, you'll end up. A fucking Game of Thrones is such a difficult family tree that if you keep talking about it, you just familiarize yourself. You start throwing out names you never fucking knew you'd throw out and be like, but what about this guy? You know, you just become so entrenched with it, and I think it's a beautiful thing. I haven't experienced that with anything else.
Yeah, I think that's the argument for like the drip fed method is that not only do you get all the fan engagement between the episodes because everyone's talking about like what's gonna happen next. But then you also get the sense that they all are doing it together because on Netflix, if the entire show's already out, then it's like it's the haves and the haves nots, like the people who've already watched it all, and the people who haven't watched any of it. And then you got like people that are, I guess, just like you mentioned, like they're obsessive and they just or they have no life, so they just binge watch it all in one sitting. And then you have people that are only able to watch maybe an episode a day, and so you do get fans basically at different levels of the viewer experience, I guess, which is a little messy, I feel, because there's always the like spoiler warning type of stuff. So I can see why the drip method would be best, not only in terms of fan engagement, but also just keeping people subscribed for an extra month.
Yeah, I was about to add that's the real reason Drip Feed exists, is because they needed to catch up to Netflix and subscribers.
Yeah.
So you gotta prolong the show as much as possible.
They hold you a little longer.
Exactly.
Like I paid for HBO Max for 3 months instead of just the one because I had to obviously wait for every episode. So there's that, and then there's the argument for all at once is because how will you know if you actually want to continue watching the show if you only get like the one episode? Like maybe you do need 2 or 3 episodes to be like, you know what, this show is actually kind of good. I'd wait for a week for another one.
Another thing that the drip fed method does is the social media aspect of it. It's free advertisement every single week, and every single week you're gonna be trending.
Mm-hmm.
Every single week you're gonna be the topic of conversation, discussion. There's gonna be fucking video essays of every single one of your podcasts. Shows, episodes, right? And it's one of those wonderful things that it's just a well-oiled machine, right?
Yeah.
People talk about it. It's always trending. People who don't know what it is see the trending tag and be like, what is this? Right? And then you get people jumping in at various points just because of curiosity.
But that happens with All at Once too. I mean, do you remember the Tiger King?
But the thing about All at Once is that the zeitgeist, the internet is so short-lived, the attention span isn't long. You're going to be in the zeitgeist for 2 weeks tops, and then you become a thing of the past. People were like, oh, that shit was so last week, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but to further add to that, what you just said is people want to be in the know. So they're gonna be like, oh, well, I have to understand what everyone's talking about now. So they're gonna buy Netflix for that 1 month just to see that one show.
But then you lose the revenue of the next month.
Content is king, baby.
Unless you keep... The thing is, you have to keep putting out content.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Netflix does. It pumps the shit out. Like,
well, to be fair,
on a weekly basis, they're putting on a bunch. They put out so many shows and so many things on Netflix.
Yeah, Wednesday has been trending for the last 3 weeks. To be fair, and a lot of their shows.
And how long was? What was that one show where the guy is playing the game and everyone has masks on?
Squid
Games. Yeah. That one was trending for a minute.
Yeah, that one was trending for like maybe like a month and a half, and then it became popular again because you had people recreating like small aspects of the show.
Which, yeah, Mr. Beast made a whole ass video. He made a whole ass Squid Games.
Yeah, and funny thing is, he pitched it to Netflix. They said, nah, that's not going to work. They saw how much it worked, now they're making one.
The old man got outed as a sexual deviant. Feels bad, man.
Oh, not the best friend.
I was going to say, aren't we all? But maybe we don't want to associate ourselves.
Good thing you waited.
Editor, do your job.
I'm leaving that in.
Well, damn. We were going to talk about artificial intelligence, but I guess we'll do that for the next one, huh?
Episode, dude.
Damn. Yeah. Dang, we're starting to line these up.
Yeah. Hey, now you know. Next week, tune in. We'll have a great artificial intelligence topic.
And then potentially try to talk about something else, but then that something else gets pushed to another episode.
The next one, of course.
Man, we're such great drip feeders, bro.
We are dripping. We're dripping it up.
Just dripping all over the place.
Well, guess for the sake of time, is there anything else that you guys would like to add to the discussion here?
All right, one sentence summary of how does this end?
Goodbye.
How does what end?
Wait, how does what end?
Yeah. I'm confused.
That's it.
How does what end? Streaming services, this podcast, the world,
Everything.
our
The inevitable
lives.
heat death of the universe? Is that what you're talking about?
Just content and stuff, streaming services. How does this all
Usually with credits and a black screen.
end? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got, Fennec? Jeff?
I mean, I already said how I thought it ends, dude. One of two ways, and it just circles back to cable somehow.
Conglomerates?
I think a few platforms are probably gonna break down, and it's gonna be like maybe like the three best will kind of like duke it out for many more years, but I think it'll just always be here. That's my one word response.
I agree with Jeff. I think it's gonna.
What if there's a new form of media, a new form of consuming TV shows and movies, traditional shit?
TikTok and YouTube have already been a thing, and those are very successful platforms.
What was that fucking Quibi? Y'all remember Quibi? God damn.
the failure that was
It's-
Quibi.
It was an entire movie that would play at you 7 seconds at a time or some bullshit, 30 seconds at a time. But a lot of people invested a lot of money on Quibi. We talked about it in the podcast, I believe. But damn, I don't know. I've spoken more than a sentence, but I'd say
Yeah.
it ends badly.
Lots of challenges ahead, but you know what? All we have to do is kick back, and if something good comes up, you just throw a little bit of money at it, you watch it, and life goes on.
I think this ends badly for the consumer. Be warned.
Hopefully, it ends with the federal government stepping in and breaking up these damn monopolies.
I mean, fucking Mickey Mouse needs to get shot.
Hey, all right.
Oh,
well, that's gonna be the. So
Well,
that brings
looks
us
like
to
we're
the
never
end
gonna
of the
have Disney
episode.
sponsor.
Hey, Disney sponsor us, please.
Jesus.
I'm a fan of the mouse. Okay,
I'm a
the thoughts of Tilted Not Stirred do not reflect that of Edwin Nava. Okay,
Mhm, mhm.
Edwin
Sorry.
Nava does
Sorry,
not
sorry,
reflect
Mouse.
Tilted Not Stirred.
There you go.
As someone who goes
Damn.
to Disney about once a week, yeah, Disney sponsor us.
Wow. So you got a supporter. You got one supporter.
You got the mouse stick sucker. All right. And that brings us to the end of the episode. You can reach us at our website, tiltednoster.com, or at our Instagram. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
Remember to join us to share your questions and voice your thoughts on what has you tilted, not stirred.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna watch Wednesday
You should. It's a good show.
because Goth Girls.
Oh, 100%.